And now I would like to call Dr. Namrata Pathak, co-founder of Kaizen Mantra, on the topic most essential skills that no one will ever teach.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, first of all, for this opportunity that I'm here today. And first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Namrata Pathak, and I am an academician by profession, an author by interest. I am a trainer also by passion, and I am a painter by hobby, a speaker by choice, and a healer by nature. So basically, I am jack of many trades, trying to master them all. So I work, but I'm not working. Thank you. So today, I am going to, why I chose this topic was because past 2 days, we have had a really enriching discussion on future skills and human resource development. So skills are really, I'm very fond of skills. Somehow I like to talk about skills. And I am also into community service to provide skills to students or to corporates who really know that they need change. Because first of all, you change only when you know that you need a change. So skills help us change for better. So skills are very close to me. I always, love to talk about skills. And since this topic was so close to me, I also have been an HR professional. So human resource development is also a very integral part of me. So everyone has spoken a lot about future skills and human resource development, which was quite enlightening and enriching. And I would like to focus on the H part of HRD. That is the human aspect. Because everyone is drifting towards the future to technical skills. Of course, we need to be well-versed with the technology, but we need not forget that at the end of the day, we are humans. The human intelligence, the natural intelligence that was created by the Almighty Himself. So skills, we all know what are they. Skills help us, there are 40 MBAs in a class. All of them have the same degree. But it is skills that separates them, that differentiates them from each other, and that decides what their future will be, right? Because all the 40 MBAs do not end up with the same kind of job. Some do very well, some do mediocre, and some really struggle. So that is all because of skills. And now, while I'm talking about the human aspect and what human qualities we actually need in future, which is vanishing somehow because of technology. Now, just imagine when you go to a doctor to get an injection. The doctor tells us stories to divert our mind so that our pain reduces, right? Yes or no? When you go to a lawyer for some kind of legal issues, the lawyer, apart from giving you suggestions on how you can, win in your legal battle, he also consoles you, he gives you strength. Yes or no? When you have a teacher in the classroom, apart from teaching, what else does the teacher do? The teacher mentors you. The teacher supports you. The teacher guides you and gives you all other kind of knowledge as well, apart from what the teacher is supposed to teach, right? So just imagine if all these jobs were supposed to be automated, everything was automated, will we have that human element still intact in all those things? We will miss them, right? We missed, for the past 2 years, this kind of an in-person conference. Yes or no? We are really loving getting back to meeting people. Like during COVID, so many people were stressed and depressed. Depression went on a rise because people were not able to move out. Even then, we had technology, and thanks to technology that, we could somehow survive. But that survival was like kind of a ventilator, right? So you can breathe, but you don't live. So that human connection is required for us to live as human beings. So there are many skills which are very important, but I have summarized 10 very important skills which are, very important for us to grow in life, but nobody tells us that you need to learn this, and nobody will teach you all those skills. But yes, those who have those skills, they definitely go a long way, not only in their career, but also in their lives. So, and all these 10 skills are related to inculcating and, improving the human aspect in an individual. And like why we need skills? That sets us apart from our counterparts, right? So the first and the most important skill, which has obviously been talked about, is public speaking as well as communication. Now, when I say communication, I don't mean to say that you need to learn an excellent English. You can speak in any language. You can speak to 1 person, 100 people, or 1,000 people. But having a good communication skill means that even if you're communicating to 1 person, 100, or 1,000, the thing that you want to say is interpreted by the listener in the exact same way that you want, right? Most of the times, if you are not good in communication, what happens? You want to convey something, but the listeners, they extract something else. We are misunderstood many a times. So, public speaking or communication helps you go a long way in your career. And, it takes you for 50 or 60 years. You can be better in your career by 75%. A research paper shows that you improve with your soft skills by almost 75% and with your technical skills by 25%. Because technical skills, while you are on work, that is mandatory. You will learn somehow. But these soft skills, what happens with them? We generally don't feel that they are important, and soft skills are human nature. It comes naturally. You cannot force someone to be empathetic with you. It comes naturally. So it takes practice. It takes consciousness to develop these skills. So communication is the first and the most important skill that we need to master before anything else, before learning any kind of technical skills. It is kind of a necessity, like you move out, you have food, so it's a necessity for your career. It's a food for your career, you may say. Next, what most of us do, and nobody tells us, we lie to ourselves. We really don't spend time with ourselves, and more so in present times. Whenever we have time at hand, what we do? We are either on our phones or on our laptops or surfing something or Netflix or anything of that sort. But the worst thing that we do to ourselves is we don't spend time with ourselves. And when you don't spend time with yourselves, you don't know yourself. So always learn about yourself, what you know, what you don't know. Work, like yesterday also, a few of the speakers were talking about SWOT analysis. Every now and then, we must do a SWOT analysis, identify our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities based on our strengths, and our threats based on our weaknesses. So every now and then, when you identify all your strengths and weaknesses, that helps you grow and improve. So we need to tell our future generations also to know themselves, to get better at what they know, to get better at what they don't know. And you should always focus on your strengths rather than your weaknesses, because our opportunities are based on our strengths. All of us have some or the other strengths, but most of the time we don't know them. Because we don't analyze ourselves. We are most of the time analyzing other things and other people around us. So learning about yourself, knowing about yourself, like people from organizational behavior background or psychology background might be knowing about Johari window. Yes, there are 4 aspects where there's one part of you which you know and with which others also know about you. Then there's a second part which others know and you don't know. There's a third part which you know and others don't know. And then there's a blind spot which nobody knows. So try to work on those 3 points which you know, which others don't know. So try to, you may have certain strengths which people don't know about you. So you need to communicate that to people. Only then you will have your opportunities based on what you know. And then there are other things which people think you have, but you don't know that you have. So when you start working on these, gray areas or the black areas that we have within ourselves, it really helps us in our lives as well as our career. Now, most of the time, the biggest, you can say the drawback of humanity is that we always think that others are better than us. Others have better talent than us. But like I earlier said, when we analyze our strengths and weaknesses, what happens is we know our talents. And when we use our talents to serve the society, because as individuals we have some responsibility towards our society as well. So when we use our talents to serve the society, we definitely have a lot of fulfillment within ourselves. Now, what happens when you are not focusing on your talent, on something that is innate to you? You may be a teacher, you may be a lawyer, you may be a doctor, you may be in any profession, you may be an artist. So all of us have something or the other that we can give back to the society. So when you give back to the society, it comes back to you in, numerous ways it comes back to you. So, and it's more fulfilling as well. So focus on your talents, focus on what you can give to the society, what you can provide as an individual. Like nowadays, many people are into community service wherein, they try to add value to the society in whatever way they can. Not necessarily you need too much money to provide community service. You just need an intention to help someone. So focus on your innate talent, on your innate skills that you are born with. But most of the time what we do, we teach our children also. All the kids in your class are learning coding, you also learn coding. All the kids in your class are learning skating, so you also go and learn skating. At least ask your child what his interest is, or sometimes we may not even realize what talent a child is born with. So the child may be completely exceptional and still not have these, popular skills that are there. The child may be an exceptional singer. The child may be an exceptional speaker. But we force them to do something which everyone is doing. So let us focus more and more on what we are born with. We are all born with something different, something very special, which makes us different from everyone else. Next, nobody teaches how to have confidence. Is there a course or something that teaches you that how you can develop confidence? But confidence is what sets you apart in your organization. You may have average abilities, you may not be the best with your abilities, but when you have confidence with whatever you have, I may have only one skill with me, but I am confident that that one skill will take me a long way in my career. So it is a key to legendary success. All those people, all those startups, all those entrepreneurs who succeed in life, they have this one thing called confidence. It is the fire within you. It is, that belief, that faith in you that you can do well with whatever talents you have. You don't need anybody's, maybe guidance, but you may not have anybody's support. But when you have confidence in your abilities that you can do it, that is what is a measure, is a reason for your success. So there are many times when many people face problems, but there are times when in a group of 10 people, there's one person who will focus on the solution rather than the problem. So that one person in that group has, the ability to succeed from, that sets him or her apart from everyone else in the group. And confidence can be developed with practice. Now, active listening, like earlier also, we have spoken about that listening skills are important. But here, I would like to add to that, that listening is important, but being the last to speak is more important than that. And what happens when you are the last to speak? You get to know what everyone is speaking, why everyone is speaking what they are speaking, and from where they are speaking. So now suppose in a group, a lead or a lead manager or the CEO of a company comes into the room and says that, okay, this is my opinion. Now we can do this, this, this. What is your opinion? So that is the time when it's too late to ask for opinions. When you ask people, it gives them a sense of empowerment. So whenever you are the last to speak, that is when you gain respect from not only your colleagues, your seniors, your supervisors, but your subordinates as well. Because you give everyone a chance to be heard. And all the great leaders of this world have this quality of actively listening. But most of the time, what we do, we listen to answer back, to respond. Because whenever someone is speaking, something or the other is going on in our mind. Okay, I will say this as soon as he or she stops. But just listen to listen. I repeat, just listen to listen. Not to answer, not to, think of some ideas or something. Just listen the other person to understand what perspective they have. It might change your perspective as well. And research proves that in the past 300 to 400 years, we are the busiest of all generations. And now work we say that we are too busy all the time. You ask anyone, nobody has time. And we conduct workshops for money management, for skills management, for all kinds of skills. But this time management, nobody teaches. And nobody says that it's important. And why I say it is important, you can get everything back. If you have a car, the car is destroyed or something happens, you can get a new car. If your dress gets old, you can get a new dress. But if this time of yours is lost, you do not get back your time. This is the only time that we have. And fortunately or unfortunately, there have been only 24 hours since whatever time this earth has been in existence. We have always had 24 hours, but the thing is that these days, we have, too many attention, everything is screaming for our attention. So when we don't have time for ourselves, we don't be creative. For, like we have been talking about critical thinking, creative thinking, and all those things. For everything, you need time. And it has been researched that most of the time, it is the 80% of the time that we are busy and 20% of the time that we are effective. So if we just switch that and spend 20% of the time being busy and 80% of the time being effective, we would astound ourselves of what all we can do, how creative we can be, what all we can think. We always need to better ourselves for our well-being. So that time management helps us to be a better self, and also it is a skill that will take you a long way in your career. Next, what we do most of the time, and nobody tells, whining. Does anyone know what is whining? All the time we are, this is not good, the food is bad, the water is cold, the water is hot, the glass is not there, the water is big or small or whatever. The person is here, he has not done this. At home we complain to our, spouse, to children, to parents. Every time we have some or the other complaints with everyone. Yes or no? So when we keep on complaining about things, is the time we don't know what we actually have. So once we stop complaining, you can try this. Keep one day in a week, like today's Wednesday. So you can keep no whining Wednesday. That sounds good also, right? So no whining Wednesday. On Wednesday, if you complain or criticize or, you talk negative about anything, just put a coin or 100 paisa in a jar. And at the end of 24 hours, just find out how much money you've collected. This is a research which shows that this improves, whining in people, and it enhances your gratitude. We have a lot to be grateful for, to be thankful for, but we still focus on things that we don't have. So try this activity, and anyone can get back to me that in a day, how many times you whine or criticize or complain. And once you let go of this habit, you'll feel how happy you are. You'll actually feel happy. And then staying present in the moment. I am a mindfulness coach, a practitioner as well. So now they have asked me to stop, so I'll just quickly finish this. Mindfulness, staying present in the moment. Now, if I ask how many people are here in this room, how many people are still here in this room? Okay, so who was the speaker, two speakers before me? Who spoke, like two speakers before me, who was speaking? Huh? So see, most of the time, our minds are wandering. Research says our mind wanders 47% of the time. That is half of our waking time. So when you stay in the present moment, you tend to be more happy. But most of the time what we do, we are ruminating, when will this end? Or what happened yesterday? When will there be coffee break or lunch break? We are not here. So try and stay in the present moment to be more happy, to be more productive. You know, brain imaging research shows that when we are staying in the present moment, our actually gray matters improve in our brain. So we become more, skillful, productive, more efficient, and our happiness quotient also improves. So be in the present moment. I also train for mindfulness. So, you know, you can definitely get back to me for any kind of mindfulness training also. Now, nobody tells you that sleep is a very important aspect. Do you forget to charge your phones or your laptops? No. But to charge your phone or your laptop, you need to plug in, right? To charge yourself, you need to plug out. So, take enough sleep. Sleep, you know, it charges us. Just like mobile charging, battery charging is important for your phone, sleep is important for you. Whatever it is, say no to important things. Say no to night out parties or get-togethers if it hampers your sleep time. Say no to calls if you have to take at night. But get enough sleep to be more productive and more efficient. And the last and the most important thing, I also spoke about this earlier, have empathy, right? Empathy, what is empathy? What do you understand by empathy? It is a very important aspect of emotional intelligence, but what it is? When watching a movie, you cry, you laugh. What is it? You are feeling that feeling of something that's happening not with you, but in a movie. When you are feeling a feeling that is happening with somebody else, at that time you are empathetic. And this is an essential, very essential skill for leaders. So when you empathize, that is what, you know, civilizes us. That is what connects us as human beings, a very important aspect. That is what separates us from animals, right? Because animals don't have empathy. But God has given us this skill of being empathetic. But the more we get into, you know, technical skills, the more our empathy, our human skills, our emotions reduce. Because it has also been, do robots have emotions? They will not have emotions. They will not empathize with you. A robotic doctor will not feel your pain when you are injected. But a doctor, a human doctor, definitely feels your pain, and that is why he tries to divert your mind. So have empathy, which is a very essential skill for a human being. Practice it. Try to understand things from other person's perspective. And at this point, I also understand things from the organizer's perspective, and that is why I bring it to a halt. And I thank you all for giving me this opportunity and giving me a patient listening to me. Thank you. It's been a pleasure being here, and it's a pleasure being here in person with, in a conference like this, which we have missed for the past 3 years. Thank you so much, everyone.